in the ocean, up and down the eastern seaboard. We are listening to the sounds of the sea.
We build the buoys that you see behind me that we use to do near real-time acoustic monitoring of right whales, meaning we listen for the sounds they make and transmit information about those sounds back to shore so people can know right whales are there.
Senior scientist Mark Baumgartner and his team at the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution have been studying right whale calls and communication through these acoustic buoys since 2016. Currently, there are 8 strategically placed buoys in the Atlantic Ocean from Savannah, Georgia, all the way up to Martha's Vineyard.
It helps us understand where right whales are and when they're there. So we're learning new things about their distribution, which is really important because they tend to get hit by ships. They get hurt by us, by humans, and so we need to know where they are in order to improve conservation for them.
One of the leading causes of death for right whales is vessel strikes. According to NOAA, since 2017, at least 12 right whales have been hit and killed by a boat. Notoriously slow movers, right whales can be difficult for mariners to spot because of their dark color and lack of a dorsal fin. Look closely at this diagram. The blue dots and lines are ships moving throughout the Atlantic in March of 2021. And that one red dot is a tagged right whale migrating from the breeding grounds off Georgia to the summer feeding grounds north of Maine. The whale visibly in the path of many of the ships.
Ships that are traveling generally over 10 knots, about 11 miles an hour, pose a real threat of hitting and killing right whales. And so when right whales are around, we want mariners to reduce their speeds.
The goal for these buoys is to alert boats in near real time that a right whale is in the area, with the hope that the boat will then slow down and be on the lookout. So how do these high-tech buoys work? The listening device sits on the bottom of the ocean.
This system is the heart of the system. It's the instrument that listens for the sounds of whales using this underwater microphone here called a hydrophone. And then it makes representations of those sounds called pitch tracks. And then we send those pitch tracks digitally up this wire, and eventually they'll get to that buoy where we send them by a satellite back to a computer in my lab.
Back in his lab, Baumgartner explains how right whale calls go up in pitch.
You can see the sort of whoop kind of shape to it. It goes up in frequency.
In addition to right whales, these buoys are designed to detect the vocal sounds of various other marine species, like humpback whales and fin whales, to name a few. These underwater listening devices serve a dual purpose. Beyond aiding ships in avoiding whale strikes, they also gather valuable data to understand whale communication better.
Right whales tend to call a lot to one another. They use communication to stay in touch with one another. In a quiet ocean, their sounds can travel for many, many miles. So right whales that are separated by 5 miles could communicate with one another. And that's really critically important for their social interactions, for their breeding opportunities, and very likely for their feeding opportunities as well.
In addition to entanglement and vessel strikes, climate change is also greatly impacting the North Atlantic right whale.
Absolutely. The availability of and the location of their food sources have changed because of warming oceans, and unfortunately that has brought them into areas where they are more prone to entanglements and ship strikes.
Up next, the human factor.